Hey gamers, this is Liz Davidson from Beyond Solitaire, and today we are going to be learning how to play Assassin's Creed Brotherhood of Venice. This is an Assassin's Creed board game that is from Triton Noir. This is the same design team that brought you v-commandos, which is a game I really enjoy. And they've applied the same game system to Assassin's Creed. So I'm really excited about this. I will tell you, however, this is not a game that offers free play, really. This is a campaign. It's got spoilers. And so we're not gonna play too far in. We're just gonna play the first few little memories so you can get a sense of how the game works, the rules as they start to open up, and basically just how to get started. So I'm actually just getting started with y'all. I've looked at the rules some, but I figured that we would go on this journey of exploration together, and then I'm gonna go play like a maniac until I've played enough to feel like I can give this game a full review. So you'll be joining me for the tutorial. Let's go. So just some fun little tidbits as we take the box apart. My Arabic's not great, but this is definitely the Assassin's motto. So nothing is true, everything is permitted. I won't try to pronounce it because I never know where any of the vowels are and I always mess it up. All right, so just so you get a glimpse, what you get in this box is a whole bunch of terrain tiles, which are over here. I'll organize them in a second. I just made a huge mess. You have some player boards. There's some stickers, which we'll figure out what to do with those. Some tokens, and then a whole bunch of minis. So we've got like 2 entire trays of minis. So don't freak out when the box comes in, it's huge. It's really just mostly mini trays. I don't think it's gonna be that scary to play this. And then you have all these envelopes, which we're gonna be opening a few in the course of play. Obviously, don't go looking where you haven't been told. So nothing is true, everything is permitted, but it is not permitted to go looking ahead in the envelopes. There's also clearly some cool boxes in here that we'll be messing around with. I'm excited. And some pretty sweet miniatures. Some important envelopes, and then I'm gonna show you how to get started with the rest. All right, so we're gonna do this the piecemeal way. There's 2 ways to learn the rules. You can either read the entire rule book at once, so we got this nice rule book, but I think that we're gonna do this the slower way, the slow introduction way. So these first few scenarios that we're gonna play do not use the full rule set, and we're gonna be introduced to the rules a little bit at a time. So if you wanna just start playing and not do the whole rules immediately, you actually have to read like the first couple pages of the rule book, which I think is pretty nice. So over here you get, learning through play, just a basic primer on that. You get a glossary of what some of these basic things are. And then we get to rule number 1, which is starting off. So it's gonna tell us to open some envelopes, basically for each of our option assassin apprentices that we can play. If you're playing solo like me, you need to pick at least 2 of them to carry through the missions. So basically the first thing that you do is you open up the envelopes for the assassin apprentices, pick 2, set them up, and then we can go into the campaign booklet to read what's gonna happen next. So there's 2 booklets that come with the game. You get the rule book, and then you get this campaign booklet. So basically what you need to know is that the information you need for the actual missions, like setup and stuff, is gonna be in the campaign booklet. Rules will be in the rule book, and you can go back and forth between the 2 as you're figuring out what to do. All right, so let's go ahead and start learning how to open envelopes. Hey, it's a good thing to know. So basically it says whenever you're asked to open an envelope, start by only taking out the large red card found on top of the pack of cards in the envelope, and then read the instructions to figure out what to do. So if you get a green eye, you can look. If you have a red eye with a line through it, you should not look. So basically, if you don't want to spoil things for yourself, you have to follow some of these rules. So let's get out our Assassin Apprentice envelopes and get a look at what's inside. All right, so here are our envelopes with each of our Assassin's Apprentices, because of course, you got to start somewhere. You can't just wake up and be Ezio. So our starting assassins are named Alessandra, Bastiano, Claudio, and Daria. So we're gonna look inside these envelopes. I'm pretty sure they're basically the same right now. They're gonna be kind of just basic, boring versions of themselves until we grow them out a little bit. But let's just look at Alessandra really quick. Tape, oh God. All right, so while I mangle this envelope, so it says that we're supposed to get the red card out first. So, okay, here's our big red card. Warning, read this card before taking other cards out of the envelope. So there's some other stuff in here that I'm not gonna actually read, just taking a little peek. Okay, little cards in there. So we're gonna read this. All right, so it says reveal the large Assassin Apprentice card leave the other cards in the envelope without revealing them, and then return this card to its envelope. So we have this, and then everything else, including these other large cards, goes back in the envelope. So no peeky, I put it back. And then it says return this card to the envelope. So we'll do that. All right, so that's basically the procedure for these, I'm pretty sure. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna pick two. So let's just like look at their pictures and decide who looks the most compelling, shall we? All right, so based on what I can see so far, nobody is super exciting yet, although props to Bastiano and Claudio for being masked up and still COVID appropriate, because I don't think they had vaccines during the Renaissance. And then we also have Daria and Alessandra, who have roughly the same pose, maybe like slightly different hair. So we're gonna have to go off of whose names are the most fun to say. And let's pick like a guy and a girl. So let's do Daria, because obviously I grew up watching the cartoon. You know, I have to have Daria. Too bad there's not a Trent. And then let's do, Bastiano or Claudio? Let's do Claudio, because Emperor Claudius is one of my favorites ever. So let's go with that. So Bastiano and Alessandra will go back to the box. We're gonna play Claudio and Daria. All right, so those envelopes are full of enticing cards that I'm sure we're gonna be excited about later in the game, but for now we're doing the very simplified setup, getting ready for the very first like baby memory. So I've just got our characters set up. Their cards are on their player boards. I put the corresponding base colors on their minis. And I've got 3 health cubes, 3 action cubes, and we're gonna figure out what we can do with all that slowly, starting now. All right, so let's go ahead and have a look at the campaign booklet. The rule book said if you want to just learn as you play, you should go to memory 0.1. So basically that's where we're gonna go. So sequence 0, memory 1. There are a few different sequences and each of them has little memory chapters in it. I didn't look at what exactly they were, but I did like a table of contents, kind of flip through the book. So let's figure out how we're starting. Ooh, prisoners. So let's do our setup. Ezio Auditore, one of the greatest assassins of all time. It was him who picked our small group of assassins to help him prepare for his face-off with the Templar Cesare Borgia. What an honor. Cesare is currently trying to conquer a fortress in Navarra, and Ezio is about to confront his longtime enemy and finally get rid of him. We've been tasked with creating a diversion, and we managed to distract the Templars long enough for Ezio to enter the fortress. Unfortunately, we had to give our freedom for that, and we are now prisoners. We managed to warn the Brotherhood with a carrier pigeon, and we know that a group of assassin apprentices are on their way to rescue us. Once freed, we can move on to the next phase of the plan and help Ezio. So this is like a very simple starter scenario. So we're going to play memories 0.1 to 0.3 because they are intended to teach you the game rules step by step, and that's what I'm here to do. If you've already read all the rules, please note you'll only use some of them to start with. So I'm going to have to make sure that I'm not confusing myself. So during memory 0.1, there's no enemy phase, there's no combat. We're just learning. Got to walk before we can run. So for setup, so each memory starts with a setup, and it actually will tell you what rule in the book you should read to learn how to place tiles. But basically, I'll do this part and explain it after I set it up. So we're going to take 3 small indoor tiles with 3 walls. So the walls tell you what you can move through and what you can't. 1 small indoor tile with 2 walls, 4 small street tiles with no walls, and then 3 small roof tiles with no walls. We're going to get a fast travel station mini, woohoo! Some reminder tokens to remind us of stuff we should probably be thinking about, and the red bases, which are what you use when you've been detected. So let's go ahead and get all that set up according to this map, and then we're going to talk about the objectives. So I'll be right back after I dig these tiles out of the pile. All right, so here is our setup for memory 0.1. So far, so good. Let's move our little assassins down just a little bit so you can see more of the map. All right, so that'll have everything in frame. FYI, as I was digging through the box, the dice are actually under some of the legacy boxes in the very bottom, at least in my box. So if you're worried that you don't have any dice or cubes, look under some of the boxes in the bottom tray, and that's where I found them. I was a little scared at first. All right, so our assassins are ready to go. And we have our map. So just so you know, I did the map basically exactly the way it told me to in the campaign booklet. So you'll never be left alone without a clue about what to do with your map. So essentially, all the tiles are interchangeable. It just matters what is the setting and how many walls do they have. So all the interior tiles with the correct number of walls are fine. All the street tiles, whatever little decorations are on them, they're all fine. All the rooftops, it's that, you know, they're interchangeable. You don't ever have to worry like, oh, I need to match up the exact art. If you played v-commandos, you already know this, but maybe you haven't. So basically what you do is you need to look at the diagram and make sure that the walls on these tiles are correctly oriented based on the map. So like this one's gonna be tricky to get into because I can't just pass from here through the wall. I'm gonna have to hop up through here, go on the roof, and come back down in to get that objective. So the other parts of setup, we got the tiles in place. We put these plastic objective markers in here. They look like these little weird, it's like a clear plastic deal. And I put the objective number in there so you can see basically exactly what the map told me to do. There we go, I did a little change on this. So the exact right symbol is showing it's not just about the number 1, it's also the one specifically with this 1 cube. You have to spend action points to complete objectives. And then I've got 3 crossbowmen on the map. There's one who's just kind of chilling on this rooftop. And there are 2 that are attached to the objective. So when an enemy goes onto an objective spot, it's just gonna hang out there to annoy you, of course. And then there are alert tokens here. I'm assuming to remind me to do a stealth check when I enter spaces with enemies on them, but we're gonna find out. So now what's gonna happen is we've got our setup done. Oh, this is a fast travel station. And I put our assassins with the fast travel station because one thing that is just true of these memories that we're trying to complete is that you have to complete all your objectives and get your assassins off the map. Your gaming session is not over until the assassins have escaped. So I've set everything up exactly as directed. Now I get to open up envelope 0.1. So lots of envelopes. We're gonna take out the large red card and follow the instructions. Warning, read this card before taking any other cards out of the envelope. What? Okay, so this is gonna give us some directions for how to get set up. We're gonna reveal the 4 small equipment cards and split them between the assassin apprentices. Place them in 1 or more of the 5 equipment slots on your assassin's board. Okay, so the equipment slots are here. So that's where they're going to go. We're going to give 2 each since we have 2 assassins. All right, so I pulled my equipment cards. I've got these little reward cards, but it says reveal this card after completing memory 0.1. So we'll get some rewards afterwards. And here we have our equipment, and it's all the same thing. It's 4 parachutes. So here's what the parachute says. So it's got for 2 action cubes. If you are on a roof or at the top of a tower, move to another roof on this map. Eliminate 1 guard on your arrival square. Lay their mini down before any detection test. So basically we can be using the parachutes to kind of fly in secretly different places. That's kind of cool. All right, so 2 each, nice. So we've already seen the reward cards and put them away. The other thing we're being told to do is to reveal, well, do not reveal the 5 large event cards. We're gonna shuffle them, make an event deck, and put it near the map. So these are the event cards. They're just nicely built in the envelope. We'll shuffle them, pop them by the board. We'll be ready to go. All right, so we're ready to play. One thing that's really nice is this red card has a player aid on the back that tells you the turn order and, you know, things you're allowed to do. So basically we're gonna have an event phase where we draw an event card. Then we're gonna have an assassin phase where we play the assassin's action cubes, an end of turn phase where we look at whether to start a new game turn or not. And it gives us a list of the limited actions we're allowed to take for right now so we can complete each objective for 1 cube. That's basically, we're sneaking in here to free these assassins who got captured. So we're the assassin's apprentices that were on the way in the description, and we just gotta unlock the doors, get our buddies out. We can trade, so if we want to trade equipment, we could, but I don't think that's gonna be a thing this game. Move, use a parachute for 2, or use a fast travel station to get out of Dodge. So basically we gotta get in here, let everybody out, get back to the fast travel station, and escape. And then of course it's gonna tell us to remember, and we also put the alerts here. We have to perform a detection test every time we go somewhere that has an enemy. Okay, so let's begin, shall we? All right, let's follow these instructions. So the other thing, by the way, is that we are unarmed. So again, there's no enemy interaction really this turn except being seen or not being seen, but we still don't want that. If we want 100% sync, only one of us can get seen the whole time. So we gotta be careful about this. So let's go ahead and start by the event phase. All right, so during this turn, any detection test on a roof is carried out as if the guards are on alert, except for the assassin Bastiano. So basically what's gonna happen is that right now, everybody's kind of sleepy. There's nobody who's particularly alert. You know, we're just kind of sneaking along, no problem. However, once somebody gets seen, you flip over to alert. So like once the guards are kind of aware that there are assassins in the vicinity, they're more likely to spot you because they're looking. So you can still hide and you can still get past them, but they're more likely to spot you. And the way that you tell is by doing a detection test with these dice. So this means you got seen. This means that you got seen if you're on alert status. So basically what that means for this turn is if I roll one of these results, I would get seen. Uh-oh. And then this is nothing. So, you know, your odds of getting through things are better before anyone spots you. So that makes rooftop detection particularly risky this turn. So let's just not do that for right now. Let's just kind of keep it real chill. So we've done our event turn. We're now in the assassin phase. And the way that that works actually is that assassins can use actions kind of in any order. Like, you know, I can do a little bit with this assassin and a little bit with that assassin. And like I have choices, which is pretty nice. I think what I want to do for now, let's try to deal with this part of the map. And then we'll come on the roof after this is over because I don't want to get caught. And it's higher risk to go on this rooftop with this guy for right now. So my options for each turn are complete objective, move, use a parachute. Okay, so here's what let's do. Let's send one of my assassins here, and let's use a parachute to have one fly from rooftop to rooftop, and then they're gonna come in here on the next turn and hopefully complete an objective. I think that that is pretty smart. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. Okay, so let's go ahead and start with Claudio. So he's gonna go 1, 2, and then let's go for it. We're gonna sneak in here for 3. So we snuck. That's all of our actions for right now. And we have to perform a test to see if I got it. Please don't let this guy see me. Whew, okay, so we're okay. So this is, I would be seen if these guys were on alert, but they're not right now. They're not on alert. So we're okay. I did not get spotted. So Claudio is in position to complete this objective very quietly. It's like I feel like Robin Hood or something, you know, getting ready to do the jailbreak in the Disney cartoon. All right, and then let's have Daria do this. So she's gonna go 1. And then let's have her spin one of her parachutes. So for 2, if you're on a roof at the top of a tower, move to another roof on this map. Eliminate 1 guard on your arrival square. We won't do that before any detection test. Oh, we could have gone this way anyway, but that's all right. That's fine. So she's gonna spin a parachute to go bop. So that way, see how this has 3 walls? I was not able to go from the courtyard into here, but I can go from the rooftop into here. So I'm gonna come through this like window basically. So she's in position to do an objective next turn as well. And that's all her cubes. So we did it. Then end of turn phase. You check whether to start a new game turn or not. Yeah, we gotta start a new game turn. All right, so we're gonna get all of our actions back because we're going into this new event phase. And the guards don't move or anything this time. They're very sloppy. Very sloppy. They don't expect anything from these little weenie assassins apprentices. No one's worried about it. So, shh, don't tell them. We can do things. All right, so here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna do an event. Time for a new event. Ooh, corruption. All right, so this time we got corruption. And basically what this means is, so the first assassin to become exposed after a detection test, so if I fail one, I can choose to discard an equipment card to bribe the enemy, stay incognito, and ignore the die result that I don't want. So if I get caught this turn, it's a good turn to get caught because I got some parachutes hanging around. Whew, okay, here's what we should do. Unfortunately, this isn't gonna actually benefit us too much because we're already on here incognito. This guard does not see me. So I'm just quietly sneaking around. So Claudio is gonna spend 1 to complete this objective. Boom. So 1 objective got done. All right. And this enemy never did spot me. I'm not gonna push my luck. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm actually going to, I'm gonna come here with my movements. Bop, bop. And then next turn, I'm gonna move in here and try to free that assassin. So that's my whole turn. Then let's have Daria do something. Daria is going to come down in here for 1. She's going to take the objective by spending 1 cube. Then we're going to come back up here for 1 more. Beautiful. Okay, so we've got 2 of the objectives down, and we have not been spotted, which is really good. So end of turn phase, once again, do we start a new game turn? Yeah, we're not done. We're not done at all. So we're gonna move our action cubes back. And we're gonna have a new event. Ooh, this one is florins. So during the assassin phase, one assassin can use 1 action cube to throw florins on 1 nearby square. The guards in this square are busy picking up the coins. They will not perform any detection tests until the end of the assassin phase. Beautiful. Sadly, well, you know what? I actually probably could use that. Okay, let's try it just because I want y'all to see me try stuff too. Let's do it. Okay, so I'm gonna come in here with Claudia. Wait, that's not the order. Okay, so it says I can do this on a nearby square. So I'm assuming that means that this is nearby. I can throw the florins into here and he's gonna be like, ooh, money. And then I can just sneak in and open the prison, which sounds really good to me. Let's do that. That's perfect. Okay, so we're gonna spin this to make it hail. We're gonna throw some florins in here. And now this guard's gonna be like, ooh, I'm so excited. Oh yeah. So now we can sneak in here. We can do the objective. And this guy's so busy that we'll be able to sneak out before he even notices we were here. Ah ha 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 ha. Perfect. Okay, and now we have Daria's turn. So she's on a rooftop. Let's use her second parachute for another 2. So she's out of equipment, but it's gonna be worth it to go boom, because you can go from rooftop to rooftop with your parachute, right? And it says you can eliminate 1 guard by laying them down before your detection test. So nobody's gonna even try to detect me. Ha, you can't catch me. Ain't never gonna catch me. They might catch me. And then I'm gonna use my 3rd cube to pop in here and say hi to our final assassin who is trapped. Beautiful. All right, so then you get the end of turn phase, check whether to start a new game turn or not. Yes, we got a little further to go. We gotta book it. I think we can get out of here before the event deck runs out, but let's find out. So it's event phase. Dark Night. So this one is, during this turn, 1 time only, during 1 detection test, you can ignore and re-roll all the dice that rolled CU or CU with an alert. So basically I can try to get out of it if this guard sees me on my way out, for example. Let's just have Claudio try to get the heck out of Dodge. So we're gonna spend all 3 of our cubes to go 1, 2, 3. You might have noticed, by the way, that I'm only moving orthogonally. That is because diagonal movement is not allowed. So for example, you can't go from here to here. You have to go bop, bop, bop. So he's trying to escape. We're in process. And then for Daria, she needs to spend 1 to help this person get out. So that's all of our objectives. And now we got to get the assassins off the map. We're going to do 1 movement to come into this space. And we have to do a detection test. Oh, no one saw me. That was blank. Whew. But if he'd seen me, I could have used Dark Knight to reroll this time, which is pretty nice. And then we're going to spin this one to just pop into the courtyard. Okay, so do we have to... do we start a new game turn or not? Yes, we do, because we still have to get our people off the map. So fortunately, we're just going to spend all of our cubes on movement. So I don't even need all of them. So for Claudio, it's 1 to come here, 1 to use the tower. Pop, he's gone. We escaped. Yes. And then same thing for Daria. She's going to go 1, 2, 3. And now my assassins have escaped. We've completed memory 0.1. Go us. Now we get to do some cleanup stuff and get some rewards, which I'm personally really excited about. So let's go to that part. Oh, and before we do that, I should tell you there were some special rules for this map only. There's like special rules occasionally. If one of my people had become exposed, we would have disappeared from the map and been locked in a jail cell. So basically you have to get this done without losing everybody. Fortunately, we didn't lose anybody. Whew. All right, so our memory has been synchronized. We got 100% sync, which is really cool. So it says, well done. We are free thanks to the young assassin apprentices. That would be us. Haha. Cesare's forces are leading the assault against the fortress and have already managed to take over some of the buildings. We will soon put Ezio's plan of sabotaging Cesare's gun into action. Ooh. So we have memory completed. We can take the reward cards in envelope 0.1. It says give 1 common sword to each assassin apprentice and give the hidden blade to Claudio. Ooh, Claudio. So if you're playing with less than 4 assassins or Claudio is not in play, place the remaining cards inside the villa envelope. Okay, so let's do that first. So I stashed these reward cards in the envelope earlier. Boom. Okay, so here's a hidden blade for Claudio. We're gonna give it to him. We'll put it here. I feel special now. And then everybody gets a common sword. And then these remaining 2 common swords are going to go in an envelope that says Villa on it. And that you can easily find in the box. What's interesting is that the Villa envelope is basically empty and you just like put stuff in it. So we're going to be stashing things throughout the game in here. Not totally sure how it's going to work yet, but I'm kind of excited. Okay, so we did that. Diary of Memories. So now we're going to learn how to save our progress and tally our experience in the Diary of Memories. It's now directing us to rule point 35. Let me check it. Okay, so basically what's going to happen is we have a Diary of Memories at the end of this booklet that we're going to put a sticker in a second because it's cool. And we're going to calculate our XP. So after each completed memory, you add up the XP that you've gained and then you mark it on the experience track. So also there's 3 copies of the Diary of Memories in the back. So if you want to play the campaign more than once, you can. Excellent. So don't worry, you didn't ruin everything forever if you put a sticker in there and then you regret it. All right, so we got 4 objectives during our little shindig. And those are each worth 2 points. So an objective 1 is worth 2 XP. And we're going to log that in the back of our little book. So let's go all the way to the back and see our little diary. All right, so here we have Diary of Memories. Here's the second Diary of Memories. Okay, hang on. There's a third one. It's this one. But let's just use this one right here in the back because I feel like it's the easiest to get to. So that's the one we're going to use. Okay, so I got 8 experience points. And I did 1 attempt. And I did 100% sync it. So I should be able to place a sticker right there. So we have these sticker pages. I'm assuming that I can just get one of the scrolls and just put it there. If I messed up, the world will not end. Cool. All right, so I put a 100% sync sticker in there. Let me see what that is. What is that? Okay, yeah, and if you completed the 100% sync, place the sticker under memory 0.1 in Diary of Memory. So we put this sticker there as well. So one of the stickers I was directed to place from the campaign booklet, the other from the rule booklet. So just kind of keep track of what stickers it tells you can put. I'm assuming these are different like little achievements we'll get throughout the game, which is kind of exciting. Like I like to put stickers on things, so I'm thrilled. Oh, look at that. Memory 0.1. All right, let's see if there's any other wrap up we need to do. Okay, so the Diary of Memories got done. And then now the Assassin Apprentices have completed their objectives, you can play as the assassin. So I can choose my assassin. So that's definitely, I'm just gonna keep these assassins together. I liked the Claudio Daria combination. So basically what's gonna happen is I'm gonna flip the Assassin Apprentice cards. So, ooh, here's Claudio, he's very dashing. So once per turn, if I'm incognito, I can use my hidden blade for 0 actions. So I can just shank people in the night. Excellent. And then Daria also looks really freaking cool. I'm here for this. So for a free action once per turn, I can give back one of my action cubes to one assassin to myself who used all their cubes on the map and who stayed incognito since the beginning of this turn. So basically if somebody's hidden, I can give them an extra action on a turn. Sweet. Okay, so that's cool. We're gonna make a lot of use of these. All right, so the next thing it tells us to do is return to the villa. I'm pretty sure this is gonna get a lot more advanced with time and I'm like really excited about it, but right now we do not have a fancy villa. It just says we're gonna regain strength and prep for the next memory. So I did read up on the villa for now for memories 0.1 to 0.3. We just heal up between memories. We didn't get hurt this time. And then with equipment, I can redistribute it or put it away in the villa envelope. So Claudio has 2 parachutes. I'm gonna give one of them to Daria so that we each start the next turn with 1 parachute. That's what I'm gonna do. And then it says at the end of each memory, if you wish to stop playing, save your campaign. So I'm gonna stop and edit this. We'll put this video up and I'm gonna play memory 0.2, make a little playlist. So I am gonna save, partially to save my sanity, partially to help you learn how to save the game. Saving is really easy. You just put the miniatures back in the box and you take the plastic bags, they're included in the game. and you put everybody's stuff in there. So Claudio is going to go in here with his hidden blade, his common sword, and his parachute, because we gave the other one to Daria. We're going to put his action cubes in here and his health cubes. We didn't use a 4th action cube this time, but you can save one from round to round if you read through all the rules. So we're going to just put a 4th one in his bag for him. So that's Claudio all saved up. Then we're going to do the same for our friend Daria. She is going to get her card, her cubes, her parachute that Claudio kindly lent her, and we're just going to put everything in that envelope for her. Very nice. The other thing that we were told to do is keep the equipment and event card decks and their discard piles intact after each memory, as they'll be used in following memories. So we're going to put envelope 1 in the game box, and I'm just going to put the events and equipment into another plastic baggie in case I get asked to use them in our next game. But for now, I'm going to clean all this up, get set up to play Memory 0.2. So don't forget, we have not seen all the rules yet. We've just seen like the very first little baby put your toe in mission. I'm really excited to play more. That was cool. So I'll see you in the next video. Happy gaming, everybody.